Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We give thanks to Almighty Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, the Lord of the world. We adore Him, we glorify Him. May His peace be upon Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions and his household. Uh, Today, inshallah, I'm going to discuss extensively about a topic, an issue that has spread across the globe about what the Quran. As we know, Quran is the holy book of Islam, but there are claims or there are allegations made against Quran that Quran is in different versions, that they've detected about 36 versions of Quran, different versions of Quran. This claim was raised by some non-Muslims, because I'm sure that no Muslim on the earth who truly believe in Allah and the prophets and the Quran will make a such allegation. When we're talking about Muslim, we know that the pillars of faith. We have 6 pillars of faith. One of it is just to believe in the books, the revelation, the heavenly revelation from Almighty Allah, in which Quran is the last revelation given to the mankind through our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So every Muslim will not believe that there are different versions of Quran. But no matter how it might be, we need to clear the floor to all these allegations. We need to treat them extensively with proof in the Quran that Quran is just only one version. What we have is just the variant mode of recitation, in which it doesn't affect the meaning of the Quran. I repeat, it doesn't affect the meaning of Quran. We have different mode of recitation, in which inshallah during my lecture, I'm going to give proof and to shed light on how we got to know about the different mode of recitation. Now, before we can discuss this allegation, or because before we can refute this claim, we need to go back into the history of Islam, history of the Quran. But before that, I will tell you Muslim, or my viewers, that such allegation is not new in the life of Islam. It's not new in the life of Quran itself, because immediately the Prophet ﷺ died, people started raising their voice that they were prophets. I think they were given books in which those allegations are not true. Even just of recent, we've seen in America a man who acclaimed that he wrote a book similar to Quran. No. It can't happen, and it will not happen. In Quran, Allah says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In different areas, Allah challenged the Arab that they should give just a verse or a surah or complete Quran. They could not write anything similar to Quran. That shows the inimitability of Quran. That Quran is truly the revelation from Almighty Allah. The words, the meanings are from Almighty Allah through Jibreel, to who? Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, inshallah, I'm going to discuss about the revelation of the Quran and the compilation. How did it happen? How did it occur? The different mode of recitation. So in order to what to refute this allegation made that there are 36 versions, different versions of Quran, we need to go back to the history of what the revelation of the Quran. We know that Quran was revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is the last prophet and the seal of what of the prophet and the leader of what of the messengers. The Quran was given to him, was revealed to him in piecemeal for 23 years, 13 years in Mecca and 10 years in Medina. This revelation was brought to him by true angel Jibril alayhi salam. Allah described Jibril as Al-Amin, the trustworthy. The trustworthy. It means the Quran was sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through a messenger who is an angel, who is what? A trustworthy angel, to show that the Quran was protected. Starting from what? From the revelation, was protected. Because if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could send the Quran through Jibril, who was described as what? As a trustworthy, it showed that Quran was what? Was protected. Now, was given to who? The Prophet ﷺ, who also was described as what? As a trustworthy. It means all this process in which Quran passed through from Allah through Jibril to the Prophet ﷺ, it shows that Quran was protected from being what? Altered, was protected from being what? From any human intervention, that is from any human work. Nobody can add or omit anything from what? From the Quran. As I said, the Quran was revealed for 23 years, 13 years in Mecca and 10 years in Medina. Let's look at the mode of the period of what? Of revelation. How was he what? Collected? How was it preserved? We knew the revelation is from Allah. We first certain that. So how did Quran preserved during the life of the Prophet? You know, Prophet as a messenger, whenever revelation came to him through Jibril, he recites that he did what? Recite the Quran to the believers, to the Muslims, to his followers, because Quran is full of us messages from Almighty Allah to be delivered by the Prophet to who? To the Muslim Ummah, especially the companions who were alive during his lifetime. So whenever Angel Jibril came to him to give him revelation, he recited the word revelation to the Ummah, to his companions. By that, he selected some people who are trustworthy. All his companions are trustworthy, no doubt the credibility of Sahaba. But he selected some of them. Among them were Zayd bin Thabit, to be described the writers of Quran Kareem. Then in Arabia Peninsula, there was nothing like paper to write. Initially, they were unlettered people. They didn't know how to read, how to write, but they have retentive memory. I repeat, they have retentive memory. That is the blessing from Almighty Allah. It means the mode of preservation of preserving Quran during the lifetime of the Prophet can be categorized into two. The first one is what? By memorizing Quran. Prophet himself, he memorized the whole Quran. Any verse given to him or chapter as a whole, he did memorize it. Then also he taught the Sahaba, the companions, they memorize those verses or chapters. That is the first mode of of preservation during his lifetime. Also, there are some certain people who can write. Among them was Zayd bin Thabit and others. Prophet ﷺ took them as scribes, as writers. They did write Quran. They wrote Quran in different places because there was nothing like paper in Arabian Peninsula then. So I think they wrote down the Quran in what? In date palm leaf. The leaf of what? Of date palm. Also the flat stone. Those are the available materials to what? To preserve any information then. So they wrote Quran on what? On date palm leaf, on what? On flat stone, on tree bark, and also the dried animal skin. The animal skin, dried one. Also the shoulder blade of sheep or what? Or camel. I said these are the what? The available materials for documentation at that particular period. So they wrote Quran in these materials. That is the two modes of what? Of preservation, of preserving what? Quran during the lifetime of the Prophet. Also, every Ramadan, Jibril did come to what? To the Prophet every Ramadan. Then the Prophet will recite Quran from what? Where it was revealed to him till the last revelation at that particular year. That is, Jibril came to him every year. So he will now try what? To revise Quran. Prophet will revise Quran to the angel Jibril, starting from what? The first revelation till the last revelation at that particular time. In the year in which Prophet died, angel Jibril came twice. That is, in the previous years before he died, he came once in a year during Ramadan. But the time the Prophet died, that year, angel Jibril came twice to authenticate what? The Quran. He came to the Prophet, "Oh Muhammad, read this Quran to me from the first revelation till the last revelation, just to authenticate the Quran, that nothing is altered in the Quran, nothing is omitted, nothing is what? Is added to the Quran." It shows how Quran was preserved, because in Quran Allah says, "Nahnu nazzalna al-Quran." Allah, they were the one that revealed the Quran to the Prophet. Wa inna lahu lahafizun, and we shall preserve the Quran from any alteration, from any addition, from any omission. We shall protect the Quran. Sending Jibril to Prophet every year to revise Quran, it shows what? How the authentication of Quran, how Allah preserved the Quran. I repeat that the last year, I think the year in which the Prophet died, angel Jibril came to him twice at different time, at different period, to revise Quran with the Prophet. As we knew that revelation came to Prophet till few days to his death, angel Jibril came to him. That is how Quran was preserved during his year. Now, at that particular time, most of the Sahaba, they memorized Quran in their memory, in their what? By heart, because they were not that curious about how to write the Quran. Their curiosity is about how to memorize Quran, because they know the Quran is what they are going to use in their salat. They recite Quran in their salat every day, so they want to learn the teachings and the laws of Quran in the Quran. So they were curious at that particular time to know how to read Quran, to memorize Quran, and to recite Quran with different recitation that particular time. It is because I said they were unlettered, people that could not write, they could not read, so they don't have any passion for written of Quran. But some Sahaba, among them, they wrote Quran down into available materials they have at hand. But before the Prophet died, Quran was written completely in different available items mentioned earlier, and kept with who? With the Prophet. Also, I said, Prophet memorized all the Quran, and the Sahaba, all of them, most of them, they memorized Quran from the first revelation to the last. revelation. Then the arrangement of the Quran was there also. This is how Quran was revealed, how it was collected, and how it was preserved during the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It shows that when Prophet was alive, Angel Jibril came to him. He did recite Quran to him in different recitation, because the Arab tribe, they have their different dialects, so that Quran will be easy for them. They could not write, so they could only read what they receive from their teacher, from a prophet, mouth to mouth. So Quran was revealed to them so that they could be able to recite. So it was revealed in different mode of recitation. Some portion in Quran. I'm still coming back to that, but I'm going to give